Think back to when you first started in high school to now, about to graduate. How are you a different student than when you first came here?
When I first came to high school, I was so scared of what classes there would be and what opportunities there were, but thought I wouldn't do so well. But looking back on it now, I have done so much more than I ever thought I could. So I'm really proud of myself in that way.
Sometimes at a really big high school, I mean, we've been interviewing people from small high schools and big high schools. You have so many choices that it can almost be intimidating. Do students sometimes overthink what classes they should take and what direction they should go?
Definitely. When I first started in like 8th grade, they had us figure out what we're gonna do through high school, and I was like, oh no. And I definitely changed my mind about what field I wanted to go into. So my class schedule kind of changed throughout the years and kind of fit to what I'm going into.
Well, talk me through that. What decision have you made for your future, and how has that changed over your 4 years?
When I was in 8th grade, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a teacher, and I decided that's not the field that I want to go into. So I decided to go into healthcare, into nursing. So I was able to take medical terminology and anatomy and physiology and healthcare connections, which is a program that I do in the mornings that allows me to go throughout the community and shadow different businesses.
There are a couple of larger high schools in our listening area that have ties to the medical community for students that want to go into the. Did you get any of that practical experience from one of the hospitals or through one of the medical programs here?
I definitely got to see what these jobs do, so it was more insightful than I thought I would get, and more insight than I thought I'd get about healthcare.
When someone goes into healthcare, there are so many different paths they could take later on. Do you have an idea of what area within healthcare you want to pursue?
I'm going to go into nursing. I'm thinking specializing in pediatrics or neonatals.
How has it been a little bit different for you going to high school with your sister? That's a unique experience too. That there are some kids that might have a younger or an older sibling in high school. That's kind of unique for you.
Well, one thing about being a twin and being in the same class, we have the same interests, so we're both thinking about going into healthcare. And so we're in a lot of the same classes, which means there's a big competition about who gets the better score on tests and all the homework.
Well, now that's interesting. Do you think you and your sister push each other?
I think we do. We push each other to do our best.
And where will you be going to school after high school?
After high school, I will be attending the University of Marshfield for the nursing degree.
So the competition with your sister will continue?
It will.
Tell me about one or two teachers that come to mind that have made a difference in your time in high school.
I think Mrs. Darginio was an excellent teacher. I had her for an American Republic class and AP Psychology, and in both classes that I had with her, she really just stood out to me. She was willing to help me out after school or before school with questions that I had, and helped me understand what I was learning.
What do you think is the biggest key to being a high-achieving student? I mean, some people are naturally smart, but that tends not to materialize unless there's a lot of work behind it.
I think determination and the persistence in wanting to do well comes with the success of a student.
Can you think of a class over your 4 years that I had to work extra hard to get the result that I expected at the end of the class?
I would say probably all of my history classes that I had. It doesn't come easily to me, but I wanted to do well, so I toughed it out, stuck it out, and I tried my hardest to do what I could do.
Well, congratulations on your achievements at Marshfield. Good luck to you.
Thank you.